This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And folks, here we are on August the 19th, 2025. And I'm rocking a beautiful Toronto background behind me because, well, I'm going to be there in a couple of days for Fan Expo. I wish we could get my guest today at that, but you know what? I'll work on that because I'd love to meet her in person. But folks, I had her on last year, and we both share a birthday, July the 8th.
That's
Except I'm,
right.
yeah, except I'm 2 years older. She's
Okay.
she's 39 and I'm 53.
Forever. 39.
Folks, I give you the lovely, gorgeous, beautiful Pippi Longstocking herself, Tami Erin. How do you do, Tammy?
Hi, guys. Doing
Yeah,
really well. Been super busy.
yeah.
Traveling and Comic Cons. Yeah.
And folks, for just a little bit, she's got like a happy birthday Pippi cake with her because she has generously decided to do a Doubtfire Face challenge for suicide and depression awareness. And rather than take a pie in the face, she's going to do it the Robin Williams style with the cake. So, yeah. And you know all about taking pies and cakes in the face. How many times in your career have you done that?
It's actually been, well, so total, it's probably totaling like six or seven. But so in the New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, the scene where I stick my face in the cake during the
Hmm.
dinner with the Senegrins. So we filmed that three times. And then also for my birthday last year, because it was a very big birthday for me, I reenacted that scene in the movie and I stuck my face in a cake again. And then this year, I was thinking about doing it for my birthday, but I kind of thought, oh no, I'm being a little more proper this year. But now I have the opportunity to do it again because it's actually kind of fun.
There you go. There you go. No, I think that's awesome. So yeah, the beautiful cake. So
Yeah,
no,
it's so pretty.
yeah, so pretty. So yeah, it's funny. I saw a Drew Barrymore movie the other night called The Stand-In, and Drew Barrymore, of course, was playing an actress, and she's playing her stand-in's counterpart. But she takes pratfalls in the movie, and at the beginning of it, it shows Drew Barrymore as Pippi Longstocking.
Yes,
Did
I
you?
saw that movie and I loved it. I know that Drew Barrymore is a big fan of Pippi Longstocking.
I'm kind of
She
not surprised.
Yes, she in fact she wanted when they were auditioning the 8,000 girls worldwide for the role. I believe she auditioned, and I know that she wanted the role. Um, but True though was a little bit different. They wanted someone who was a more natural. They didn't particularly want a Hollywood like icon like she was. She grew up in Hollywood and she was already famous, and I think they wanted someone fresh and new. So, but
Hmm.
I know that, yeah, I know she's a big Pippi Longstocking fan. She writes about it in her books as well.
Yep, and she's no stranger for taking pies and cakes in the face either.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has done that, particular in the movie Whip It, I think it was called. They pie sandwich her in that, but she's no stranger to that kind of humor. Um, I gotta wonder what Emma Stone would be like playing Pippi Longstocking.
I've only seen her in a few movies, but I think she would be amazing because she's got that like attitude, like she doesn't care. I think
I
she'd be
love
cool.
Emma. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Emma Stone. Yeah. Look at that. Hold that up there. Is that your Pippi?
It is. This is so I have a store called shoppippi.com, and this is the movie poster, one of the movie posters on the tumbler. This is the biggest size. I think it's a 40 ounce. We also have a 30 ounce.
You know
So
what? I know I said, and I have to apologize because I haven't gotten around to it. I do plan to, so, but I got to order some stuff off your website because, I want to get an autographed picture. I'd love to get one of those Pippi dolls, you know, put it right beside my Mr. Gopher from Caddyshack.
So cute. So
Yeah,
cute.
yeah,
Yeah, it's fun. We've been adding more merch to it, and I've in fact been trying out some new things like prototypes. I created scrubbing slippers, like mop slippers.
yeah.
Yeah, and they have a great image on it that was created for me by an artist named Ben Dunn, and it's Pippi with the telescope. It's called Adventure Everywhere Pippi. So when I brought those out to one of the Comic Cons, it was just the prototype. As soon as this woman saw them, she picked them up and she held them, and she wouldn't put them down until she bought them. She loved them that much. Yeah, they're black slippers, and they have the like chenille on the bottom, so they're actually real mop slippers. And then
Oh,
the Pippi is on
beautiful.
the front. Yeah, they're super cool.
Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, I've got to get some of your merch, I've been late to the game on that, but bear with me,
Oh,
So
okay.
lately, for my trip to Fan Expo, I bought a shirt because I don't I'm not a big fan of what our former Prime Minister Trudeau had to say about the states. He said he encouraged people to jeer the national anthem at hockey games, and I refuse to do that. I
Mm,
refuse, regardless who's president of the United States, I refuse to do that. And so
yeah.
I got a shirt that and you may know this is going on in the news, but everybody gets angry about everything. I think some of these people, when they wake up in the morning, they're upset if they don't have something to complain about. But I went online and I ordered um, a black t-shirt, and it's got Sydney Sweeney on the cover from her jean ads
Uh-huh.
with the American flag behind her. And I'm like, yeah, Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. People made a big deal out of that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But
I
I
think it
want to
was
know,
great. I think it
yeah,
was great. And it reminded me of the Brooke Shields Calvin Klein ads.
yeah,
They were really beautiful and sexy, yet really simple. The rollout was done really well. I have read a couple days ago that she's now doing a campaign for Bud Light to revitalize their brand. She's getting something like $10 million. I'm glad that it's being put out there. She's beautiful. I mean,
well, here's the thing. Dylan Mulvaney did that. And you know
mhm,
the agenda that was being pushed there, and it
mhm,
failed.
yeah,
Now, I'm not here to attack trans people or anything, but I've never ever in my life seen a female act the way Dylan Mulvaney acts.
it was
I
like
mean,
he was making fun of women.
that's what it looks like. It looks like what somebody might visualize if they're playing a female, you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so then and that didn't do well. So I'm like, and people are like, Sydney Sweeney has, and people were, you can't make this up. People were saying because her initials were SS. You can't make that
What
crap
what does
up.
that what does SS mean even if it's SS?
Something to do with Nazis and this and that. And I'm
Oh
like,
geez, come on. The whole the
"Sir,
white jeans, yeah, the white jeans thing and how it's like a white nationalist or something. I just think they take it too far. I think they take
yeah,
it too far. But further, I want to say for Dylan Mulvaney, the thing is that yes, he does impersonate women in a way that I don't think is kind. Having said that though, what he did to Bud Light to tank them that way is so bad. Like the amount of money that they lost by
yeah,
trying to buy into the woke culture was such a massive, massive mistake. And I do think that they're great um, for aligning with their true. fan base, the people who truly do drink Bud Light.
Yeah. And again, I've even been around when I go to Toronto to these cons, I've been around trans people. I don't even see them act like Dylan Mulvaney, which is strange.
His whole thing was a gimmick in order for him to make money. So I don't take offense to it personally, or even, I just see it as a money grab from him. He
Well,
came up with
maybe,
this
I don't
thing that
know,
got
but
so much attention. He offended so many women and all of that. So it was just a money grab. He did it to make all the money. But the thing is that now he's not really doing, it doesn't appear that it appears that his run might be slowing to an end.
well, I'm I got myself the Sydney Sweeney jean shirt,
I
the
think that's
with
so cool. Yeah, I
yeah.
think that's great.
Yeah, I already had two people unfriend me on Facebook over it, but I'm like, you know what? I find it funny because when she did that ad where she said, my jeans are blue, my eyes are blue, and people
Mhm.
got all pissy over that because she's a white blonde woman. And I'm sitting there
Yeah.
thinking, my jeans are black. I'm like, are people gonna make a racial connection of that? I wear black jeans because
Mhm.
black goes with everything.
Yeah.
So I don't wear blue jeans. I wear black jeans because even black jeans can are dressy. Like I could wear, well, back when I was looking for work, I could wear those at a job interview. Like black jeans go with everything. And I'm like, people take stuff so pathetically serious nowadays, and so yeah,
I thought
people.
it was funny also though that she the ads were pretty and I think they were feminine and I really liked seeing that and I think it's nice to bring femininity into the picture and for women to lean into their femininity.
Yeah, yeah, she's a beautiful woman. So you know, but I don't know. I personally I like beautiful women. You're certainly one of them, so there you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Tommy's got great taste.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great.
yeah, but it's I don't know what to say about that, but I've got nothing against like I've met people in the trans community and I've had no issues with them, and but this whole the ones I've met I've had no issue with. But I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the online stuff is just
I think it was actually just twisted in a way because I've been around gay people and lesbians in my career since I was a child. So it's
hmm
like nothing to me. And so yeah, I just think that it was made into to something to create like bias or conflict. I think it was designed to create conflict with people where there wasn't conflict, I think, with a lot
yeah,
of people.
yeah. I get along with people of all genders, races, and whatever. I have no issue with people. I do like people coming into the country legally, though. I don't know how many people have been arguing over that bit, but there is arguments to be made about coming in legally. So, but anyway, you know, let's get off that topic and talk about what you've been doing since we last talked. Like, how many conventions have you done this year?
This year, I don't know. I think probably 20, 25. Yeah, I do something almost every weekend. Like, was it last weekend or the weekend before? We were at the Fort Smith Film Festival, and that was in Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's their fifth annual one. We had an amazing time. I met George McGill, the mayor of Fort Smith, and he was just lovely. We had a great time talking. I got to see some great films, signed autographs, did a lot of meet and greets. I did a panel with casting directors and a director, another actor, Hassan Rashid, Dr. Hassan Rashid from Black Panther. So I did all of that. And then there, of course, were parties and some fun stuff. And then before that, I did Bell County Comic Con, which is the biggest Comic Con in the state of Texas. It is so amazing. The amount of fans there was incredible. And then also, I had a number of women dress up as Pippi Longstocking. One in particular, nitpicky cosplay. If you guys want to go and see like an amazing cosplay designer, or if you're looking to get a custom cosplay costume for yourself, go to Instagram. She's nitpicky cosplay and her name is Alyssa. She created a Pippi Longstocking scrubbing day costume based on pictures of the costume and details from the movie. She had the roller skates under the scrub brushes. She recreated the costume so close, like so good. And then she had a bucket, a big scrub bucket that actually blew bubbles out of it. It was amazing, and she had like the mop inside of it, and then her purse was inside the bucket. So when she needed something, she would go in and lift it up, or if she wanted to turn on the bubbles for a while, she would put that on. And so it was just amazing what she created. And then there were just a number of other ladies that dressed up as Pippi as well. And I was just so thrilled, so enamored, because that's always fun. That's always super fun. And also, I have a new employee with my company. Her name is Vanessa, and I consider her to be a great friend, more than just somebody like, that works with us. She's very special. So Vanessa, her name's Vanessa Areno. You guys can find her at the Antique. She's tagged in a number of my photos. She has the Guinness World Record for the largest Casper the Friendly Ghost collection in the entire world.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she has something like 1,700 actual licensed items in her museum in her home. And I got to see it in San Antonio after Bell County, and it's just amazing. Her house is so beautiful. It's kind of like Ozzy Osbourne's style of decor. Her house, really cool. So anyway, so she's working with me now, and she also did her hair as Pippi Longstocking and all of that stuff. So we had a ton of fun.
There you go. You get to do much for movies nowadays, or
I do. I think last time that I spoke to you, I mentioned that I had filmed the documentary I Am Pippi.
no,
I
yeah, yeah.
also, yep, it's coming out now, 2026, because they had more to fly around the world because they're chronicling Pippi Longstockings all over the world that are movie, which is me, TV, Ingrid Nielsen, Broadway, opera, ABBA. Then they've got like a Chinese one, a Russian Pippi, and then some other things. So that's early 26, I think. And then I co-host Celebrity Sports on Triller TV. And you can go to celebritysportsinc.com for all the details on that. So I co-host all of those, which is like celebrity boxing, celebrity flag football, celebrity pickleball, all of that. Then
Isn't that the one where
Tommy's.
you and Andy Dick fought each other?
No, no, but you know what? Oh my gosh, so Andy was out here for a bit. He was out here for a few months and he came to visit us at our house. We love Andy. We've been friends with Andy Dick for a long, long time. I was thinking something like 16 years.
We
So he
gotta
came to
get
sit.
Andy Dick on the show here. I know I've asked Tom
You know,
about that a few times,
I would
so
love to do that. I would really love to get him on your show. He's doing really great. He came
yeah.
out here and stayed with us for a few days. We showed him all around Grand Lake. We brought him to where they do all the rock climbing and showed him that, took him
Hmm.
out to a bunch of restaurants, swam in the lake. We had a great time with his wife, Lena. And so she was here as well. So we had a great time with them. Then he went to Fort Smith because he was doing a bunch of comedy shows. So he's now
Hmm.
starting to travel and do comedy shows again. And we're really proud of him.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah, but he
yeah.
is a part of it. He's a part of the celebrity sports franchise, and he will be co-hosting at some point in the future. Then there's also a movie that I've done called That One Summer. It's a romantic comedy, and that's in post-production on IMDb. So yeah, so I do movies, and they typically come to me. I watched a movie recently called Butcher's Bluff. This is kind of fun because William Instone is this great horror movie director. I met
Mhm.
him at Bell County. He gave me a copy of the movie Butcher's Bluff, which is a very good movie. Johnny Hung is in it, who actually he's one of the Ninja Turtles, and he owns Bell County Comic Con. And so we watched it the other night because William sent me a script to read for one of his new movies. So yeah, it's kind of an organic thing where they come to me when they want me to do a cameo or they have a role in mind for me.
You know, it's funny that uh oh gee, I lost my train of thought. You mentioned something about the movies there. Oh, I lost my train of thought on it.
That's okay. But yeah, they come to me if they have a script they would like for me to read, or you know, if they want to involve me in something, typically they come to me. Or at the film, when I went to the film festival, that was also a place where I met a bunch of indie directors, producers, screenwriters. So being in those circles and going to those events, you're obviously meeting these people, and so they can keep you in mind. They can even write a role in for you if they want to.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm looking at your IMDb here right now. You said it's called That One Summer. Is that what you said it was?
That one summer, and then also the Triller TV Celebrity Sports. And I think I Am Pippi, they didn't put it on IMDb yet. I think what they've done so far to promote it, because they're getting distribution, they're
Hmm.
marketing it for distribution. They have an Instagram that I believe is I Am Pippi underscore film. And you can go there and see like their adventures traveling around and filming. Like the last time that I checked into it, I saw the Chinese Pippi Longstocking.
There you go. I think that's awesome,
It's
and
amazing how many languages Pippi has been the books have been translated into. I was looking into it because I want to do a series for primarily for like TikTok, like a shorts series specifically about Pippi Longstocking because there is a company called askthepeople.com. It's owned by
Mhm.
Neil Patel. So I watch a lot of his. He's an expert. He's on YouTube, and he's an expert on algorithms, SEO, and things like that. So because I have my company Shop Pippi, I was looking at what are things that I can do to educate about Pippi, answer questions for them, and what are their most asked questions. So when I was going through that, what was I even getting to about that? Oh, I totally forget. My mind just like
Yeah,
blanked on what
you're
I was
running
getting
into the
to.
same thing I am.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I want to do this series. I have my content now for it. I'm building my set with my green screen and all so that I can
Mhm.
start doing shorts that answer the most asked about questions about like Shirley Temple. She was actually the original Pippi Longstocking in 1961. Then Inger Nielsen was like 69. And so anyway, I have a bunch of questions, and that will be what I will start doing this series to share the love of Pippi Longstocking. Oh, I was getting to 95 languages. So as I was going through this and I was looking at the answers, 95 languages, over 95 languages, is the amount of languages the original Pippi Longstocking book has been translated into worldwide.
I didn't even know there were 95
There's
languages.
something like 150 languages worldwide. That's crazy. That's wild. Yeah.
I only know two, English and 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. This year's the 80th anniversary of the first book being published. And so very happy with that, which is amazing. My movie's 37 years, 13 languages. Next year's the 38th anniversary, and I have a bunch of things like things already being booked for all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm just chugging along. So before Bell County, which was an amazing time, and so many great actors there. Dante Bosco was there, and you would know him from Avatar, and he played Rufio and Hook. You
Actually,
know,
he's set to be at Fan Expo, which I'm
yes,
going. Yeah, I
he's super nice.
yeah. Um, yeah. I wish they would get you at Fan Expo. I put you in the request to guest thing, so
Oh, cool.
we
Thank you.
we'll see. Um, yeah. I like I said, I work two cleaning jobs about yeah, anywhere 70, 75 hours a week. So it's like
Mhm.
I kind of need the break. I'm going to do a couple of conventions this year in the latter
They're
part of
so
the
fun. Someone
yeah.
else that I met, so someone who actually took her time out to come over and see us was Tara Reid. So Tara Reid, so Bell County Comic Con takes up this whole huge Bell County Expo Center, and it's like three different buildings. So she
Hmm.
had them drive her over to where I was so we could take some pictures with her and I could see her again. And she's so great. I really love Tara Reid. She is such a sweetheart. She was there and they had a reunion with from Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They had, I want to say Karen Parsons. I hope I got her name right. And then also the mother on Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And then Tatiana Ali unfortunately wasn't able to be there. Sean Astin was going to be at the show, but then he got a little bit sick. So he wasn't able, and so Tara was the replacement for him. There was also Andy Field from Friday Night at Freddy's, and he was amazing. Also, Ming Cheng was there. Um, yeah, a ton of them. We just had a great time. But Andy Field, so he signs these butters. It's not a real butter. It's like a big sponge butter because in Friday Night at Freddy's, he goes, "Would you like some exotic butter?" Like as his big bear character. So he signed one for me and gave it to me, and I absolutely love it. It's in my office. That was a really clever. I love clever merch when I see what other people, and Scott Innes was there, the voice of Scooby Doo and Shaggy, who I'm doing his Cajun Con in December. I think December 6th and 7th in Gonzales, which is near Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So yeah, and then before that, I was flying to do a bunch of other Comic Cons. All of them are usually on. So I keep the 3 years of past Comic Cons at TamiErin.com, so people can go and see the Comic Cons that I've done, and I do recaps on my social medias. So like upcoming, I have Time Travelers Expo coming up August 30th. Then I have Salina, Kansas Comic Expo September 6th and 7th. And then I have a movie screening in Columbia, South Carolina, Thursday, September 18th. I think Tommy's booking something more for me now. And
Hmm.
then after that, immediately following, like the day after the movie screening in Columbia, South Carolina, I'm flying from there to Asheville Con in Asheville, North Carolina to do Asheville Con. And then the day after I do that, I'm going to see the Biltmore Estate, which,
Wow.
yes, which is what the biggest mansion in the whole US. I'm really excited about that. That's one of the
Super.
best things about this is that I get to a lot of the promoters, they will book me for an extra day or two, and I actually get to go and do tourist things and do tourist sites. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also going to see the Omni Park Inn, which is a historic hotel there with the beautiful view of the Smoky Mountains.
Hmm. You know, it's interesting you mentioned cool merch. I'm good friends with Nancy McLaughlin, who was in Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. She did one of these Doubtfire Face challenges as well. But in the movie, when her character gets killed off,
Mhm.
um, she has an American Express card in her hand and it's floating in this puddle. And she had one made with her face on it and it says, don't leave home without it.
I love it. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, that's a really, really creative merch to sign. I love that.
Yeah,
This is
and
really
I've
cool.
interviewed stunt woman Leslie Hoffman, and she of course is on screen in A Nightmare on Elm Street as the hall monitor that Heather Langenkamp runs into. She goes, "No, no running in the hall, or where's your pass?" And Heather goes, "Screw your pass," and she goes, "No running in the hall, Nancy." And she, of course, it looks like Freddie at that point, but she now makes hall passes that
Yes.
yeah, I think that's clever when people do that, you know. So yeah, so I can imagine the cool merch you have on your table whenever you're doing the cons.
It's so fun. And also, oh great. Something just arrived for me. I next Arlington Con, I'm trying to think of the date that it's at. It's on my calendar. I'm going to be reuniting with Branscombe Richmond at that con. He's going to be at the con, Arlington Con. I think it's November 6th and 7th. So that'll
Hmm.
be really fun. So yeah, most weekends I do. Comic-Cons, and that's exciting and fun for me. I'm also getting involved with a brand new school called Turning the Tide Tutoring. And so they would like for me to do a children's acting class, a 6 week series of acting online acting courses where I teach them audition interview technique, TV commercial acting, public speaking, improvisation, jokes, scenes, comedy scenes.
Here's a question I have for you, because you say you've been in the business since you were really young. I don't think I
Yes.
asked you this on the last interview, but I'll ask you this now if I hadn't. Like you've maintained relatively a clean image, you know. Like you hear about stories about child actors and whatnot that go off the brink. You get some that made recoveries. We talked about Drew Barrymore. Talk about a
Mhm.
success story where she came from a dark place. And it was funny. I went and saw Freakier Friday a couple of weeks ago at the theater, and it was just so nice to see Lindsay Lohan again, you know?
Yeah, she looks so great.
Yeah, and I missed Lindsay, and it was just so cool to see her again, you know. And she ran into a rough spot there for a long time, and sometimes I wonder, these people, do they get famous too young? And
I
this.
don't I don't particularly think that that's the problem. I will say I didn't do drugs, and so I
Mhm,
think that that's something that I avoided a lot of pitfalls because it was never something that was really presented to me. I went to the soda pop clubs with Corey and Corey.
mhm,
But my mom was there with me. And so I was there to dance, like I would go out with Soleil Moonfry and we would go dancing and they would let us into the Roxbury. Like they would let us into the adult nightclubs, but with our moms. So like
mhm,
they weren't offering us drugs. So I had no idea the situations that the kids that were going out without their parents or maybe later as they're older that people were trying to get them into that type of lifestyle. That
yeah.
wasn't something I got into, and I think that I avoided a lot of pitfalls from it. I also became an entrepreneur when I wasn't in front of the camera, and I got to do the things that I really wanted to do in addition to acting because I loved
Mhm,
acting. That was my first love, but I always wanted to be a fashion designer too. Like after we finished Pippi, one of the things that I treated myself to, one of the things was a sewing machine because I wanted to become a fashion designer. And so when I was 22, I was offered a fashion company, part of George Giorgio's company. And George had a bunch of stores, Giorgio with a U. It was kind of like Ann Taylor. So he had a bunch of merch in his warehouse that was all crocheted, very flower child type of clothing, crocheted in Cyprus. It was so gorgeous. So I had wanted to have a fashion company and something more to do. And so when I met George, he offered to mentor me and give me this business. And it was a great opportunity for me to have my own fashion line, but with this amazing mentor. So that's
mhm.
something else that kept me grounded was that I kept myself busy pursuing the other dreams that I had beyond acting.
Well, you know what? And you were also very lucky to have um, a mother that cared enough to go with you and shield you from that too. I think that is very healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned the two Corys, it's sad, we lost Corey Haim so uh soon. He did one of his last movies right here in the city of Fredericton, American Sunset. So
I saw him 2 weeks before he passed away, and he
oh
didn't look
wow.
he didn't look well, but I didn't think that anything like that was going to happen. And I felt so heartbroken for him, so heartbroken for his mom, Judy. And
Mhm.
I just think it was really tragic and really unfair what happened to him. But yeah, part of what Corey Feldman, part of what he went through was neither one of his parents were there to protect him. And so these predators were able to get around them. And I really think that that is sad, but I'm happy that he was able to shed light on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is it's strange. I know this is going through a dark tone in the interview, but
Yeah, it is.
I don't understand people because I remember when the Olsen twins were turning 18, there was like a countdown for it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
There's an
And I,
element of the world that's weird. Yeah.
well, I got nothing against the Olsen twin, but I was never into them, you know?
Hmm.
Um, you know, um, I've had an Emma Stone crush since she was in Superbad, and that was in 2007. So, and I still crush on Emma Stone.
Yeah.
So that's a long time crush, you know. But Emma Stone had to bring more to the table than just being easy on the eyes, you know. What makes me keep going to the movies to see her? Well, she
Yeah.
brings more to the table, that's why. But I don't understand this whole bit. It's really creepy, I find, you know. So uh
Hmm.
yeah, it's an ugly
Yeah.
side of the
But
business.
that's so but to your to your question, I was fortunate that my dad taught us about drugs when we were really really young. The thing is that
Hmm.
in Chicago, I grew up in Chicago. We had a beautiful house. My dad was a vice president in the beauty industry, and
Hmm.
so he hosted a lot of parties at our house. And downstairs we had a pool table and really a restaurant sized bar that
Oh,
was
nice.
fully stocked for the holidays. And so I think I was 7 when my parents were getting ready for the holidays. It was fully stocked. They were going to have a bunch of people over, for parties and everything. And so my dad brought us to the entrance where you would walk in behind the bar. And he put his foot along the line where you would enter, and he goes, "Nothing behind here belongs to you." And I think he saw in my face that I was thinking, like, what is he talking about? Like, I wasn't thinking anything. He thought that was funny. And so what he did was he leaned in close to me and with a gravelly voice, he said, "And if you do drugs, you're gonna die." And it put an impression into me that if you do drugs, like you just drop dead. And so it was something about it where I don't want to drink. I don't want to do drugs. There's something wrong with this. I don't know. My dad's weird. Like, I just wanted to turn around and run upstairs. So I think my parents were very, very smart to just let us know good, healthy boundaries. And I was always working, and that was always what I focused on. So I think those two things really helped me to just be normal and stay grounded.
And that's interesting being normal with and Pippi Longstocking. And it's like
Well, Pippi is an original. She is normal for her. She does things in unusual ways because she's original and she's herself,
we love
So,
Pippi.
huh?
We love Pippi.
Yeah, Pippi is great, strong and brave and kind, and she just is herself. That's something that I hear a lot is that people felt like they could really be themselves, and that was very encouraging to them because sometimes people feel like they're different or they're weird and I think Pippi really teaches people to be their authentic selves and to just be unique, and that's fun and that's cool, and being weird is cool too. That you don't
You know,
have to be typical.
it's funny because growing up, I think it was elementary, junior high, our French teacher once a week would play movies or TV show. I remember the show The Smurfs in French, you know, but he would play Pippi Longstocking. Now, I was introduced to Pippi this way, and they called her Fifi.
Fifi,
Fifi.
Brandon Door. Hmm.
Yeah. So that was how I knew who Pippi Longstocking was, Fifi. And then later on I'd find out the name was Pippi Longstocking. And of course, you know, you get to work with Ken Anakin. Anakin.
Yes.
I mean, the director of Swiss Family Robinson, among other things. So that
One of
must
my
have been
favorite movies. Yeah, and
yeah.
also further, Ken became like my second dad. I mean, really, Ken and Pauline Anakin became my second set of parents. But Ken
Mm.
was more than just. So Ken directed 50 movies, over 50 movies. The last movie he was working on before passing at 92 was Genghis Khan. And the last movie that he fully completed before that was The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. Swiss Family Robinson he directed, but also he was an Academy Award nominated director for Those Magnificent Men and Their Flying Machines, which is a
Mhm.
classic. If you want to know where the magic comes from Pippi, you've got to see that one. It pops up on different channels
Mhm.
often. The Longest Day was one of the movies that was the most acclaimed as well that he directed. and that's a war movie. Then he was a Disney legend, and then he was a Disney Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. And when he was going to be given his Lifetime Achievement Award, he chose me out of all the actors and people he'd worked with. He chose me to give him his award on the Disney Channel.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
amazing. I would go, and also I got to vote. I get to semi-vote for the Academy Awards through Ken because obviously he was a voting member and he had a screening room in his house. And I would go to Beverly Hills and spend the night, and we would go out to like Kate Manalini's or one of our favorite restaurants, have dinner, and then we would watch movies. And he would get my 2 cents about what I thought of the movies from, I guess, a younger perspective. And so that was great. I was so lucky to have such a close relationship with Ken. And out of everyone that I've met in my life, he was the most magical person I have ever met.
Do you remember any of the movies you guys watched?
No, well, no, not particularly. I want to say something like, I want to say Basic Instinct, but I don't even know if that was at the time. So no, I don't remember. No, I don't remember a lot of them.
Could you imagine Pippi Longstocking playing the Sharon Stone role? That would have been interesting. Except the
No, but I
difference,
did have dinner with Sharon. I had dinner with Sharon Stone, and I love her.
that
I
would be a
love
different take. That would be comedic take with Pippi Longstocking.
No, I'll tell you, the great thing about her.
Mhm.
So the reason I got to have dinner with her was Rudy Durand. He's a writer producer. He dated Sharon back in the day. And so he was having dinner with her and a couple of other like tech, millionaire billionaires from Silicon Valley at the Ivy. And so I was invited along, and that
Mhm.
was nice. So meeting Sharon though, she's very cool. She's like really cool, almost the word body. You know, when a woman is just who she is, she's just like, and she's not a broad, not like that, but she's just very body and very comfortable in her own skin. And I really was just enamored with her. I gave her an autographed DVD for her sons. And also, she ordered, so if you want to know what she ordered the fried chicken, and it is really good at the Ivy. The Ivy is a big paparazzi, hotspot. She was going into the studio after dinner to do she was working on some music with Dwight Yoakam.
Oh, nice. You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I saw Sharon Stone last week or this past weekend in Nobody Too.
Oh, is that a new movie?
Yeah, with Bob Odenkirk. There was the Nobody came out, and this is a sequel, Nobody Two, and you got Sharon
Oh,
Stone, and I'm not giving anything away here. She's the villain in the film, and
oh, cool.
she seems to be having fun with it.
That's
No
awesome.
no ice picks though. She uses other other things.
Yeah, she's great. She's really
Yeah.
great. I love her.
I got a question. Have you ever had any celebrities that have you encountered that are fans of Pippi?
Yeah, Paris Hilton. So the podcast that I did just before this one, I was asked about that, and what was special about Paris is that before I met her, I was thinking, like she's kind of like, she's got a chest of gold coins essentially. She's got all the money so she can buy all the things. She's got this outgoing personality. She loves animals. Like she's very
Mhm.
Pippi Longstocking. I wonder if she's seen the movie. Like I kind of just wondered that because The Simple Life was like, super popular. I met her because Gerard Gaz is a friend of mine since I was like 21. He is one of the founders of Sassoon jeans. You know, Ooh La La Sassoon, like the 70s, 80s, those jeans. So
Mhm.
he owned the Jessica Simpson clothing line at the time. And he was going to Las Vegas to meet with Paris Hilton. Nikki was there. And then Max Azar from BCBG, just Gerard's friend, he was there because he wanted her to consider doing a jeans line, a denim line with him, and this was when Paris was deciding if she wanted to become a guest girl or she could have her own line with Gerard's big company. So
Mhm.
he introduced me to her. And what she said was, "Oh my God, I've seen your movie like 100 times." And so in that moment, I felt so like honored and flattered. And then she elbows Nikki and she goes, "This is Pippi." And so she looked at me like, oh my God, like she's watched that movie so many times. And I think she's with Carson Daly. So anyway, Paris then goes, you want a drink? And so she starts pouring me drinks, and we start talking about her acting coach and how scripted The Simple Life is. And we just hung out. It was so cool and so nice. And I was just so honored that she watched that movie over and over. And in fact, I saw an interview with her where she mentioned it again. She mentioned it on Good Morning America because she was doing a tour. They did a whole renovation of the Waldorf Astoria Hotel where she lived growing up. And
Uh-huh.
she mentioned it again that she would roller skate like Pippi Longstocking in the lobby of the Waldorf Astoria because she lived there, and how every day was a new adventure. So Paris Hilton was my favorite. Khloe Kardashian was so kind too. She was, I met her at a store opening, and my friend owned the store. Used to be Tower Records, and then it became a clothing store. So I met her there, and Malika, her best friend that you guys have seen on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she was there. As soon as I met Khloe, she goes, I want a picture with you. And the following day, she put me on the front page of her website. Guess who I met last night? Tami Erin Pippi Longstocking. So
Mhm.
I've met a lot of really, really, really cool celebrities, really nice, super sweet. And it's nice to know that they grew up, watching that movie. And yeah, it's really cool.
I have a Paris Hilton story because
Yeah.
back in well, it must be about 20 years ago now, I guess House of Wax, the remake of House of Wax is turning 20 this year. And I remember Paris was under a lot of controversy and this and that, and the media would just scrutinize everything, And Paris,
Yeah.
it's like we mentioned before about um, people being mismanaged
Mhm.
or messing up or whatnot. And it's funny because there was reviews for that movie where they were just attacking her. I'm going to tell you a little story.
Yeah.
I saw House of Wax, the remake of House of Wax in the theater. And the moment Paris Hilton's character is killed off, it's like the movie was over for everybody. The tone of the audience shifted. And I was like, oh my goodness, these people came here to see Paris Hilton
Yeah.
and they've offed her. And I'm like, it doesn't matter, the media were going after her and they were attacking her and this and that. And yeah, she's made her mistakes, but but I thought it was cool that these people did not hate her. It's just like with Lindsay Lohan. I love Lindsay in Mean Girls, loved her in Mean Girls. When they did the musical version that came
Uh-huh.
out in theater, I didn't know Lindsay was going to appear in it, but she made a cameo in it. People
I
in the
did.
audience cheered.
Oh, they did? That's so
Like,
great.
it's like, man, these people were so happy to see her. And I was like, I wish Lindsay could have saw that because the media will say, well, this person was out getting stoned, or this person was on drugs, this person was drinking, and
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. And I'm like, it's like, you know what? They can preach to the choir because some of these people have a bigger fan base than the media will have you know. And it's just like it was nice to see Lindsay in that movie last week, and so
She
so
looks
yeah,
great. And I think that I know that, when she does interviews recently, she's just glowing. She's glowing. She's smiling so much. She's so radiant. I'm sure she knows that everybody really loves her, and everybody's so happy to see her doing amazing.
I hope she continues to be amazing,
I'm sure.
So,
Yeah. I
yeah,
think she's turned the corner fully. She's a mom now. I believe what does she have? Two children now?
I
And
don't
then
know.
she's living over in Dubai, and she's married, and she talks all about how she met her husband. And it wasn't really like it wasn't a setup, it was an organic meeting after she was already living out there for a while. I think she's really turned the corner, and I think she's just going up from here.
I like seeing these success stories, like we mentioned Drew Barrymore, Robert Downey Jr. I like seeing people that beat this
Yeah.
and you see them just make a real turnaround. I celebrate that. I think that's awesome when people do that. And And it's encouraging to people that are struggling, like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, the new Adventures of Pippi Longstocking. I love the movie, and I got to get some merch from you, you know. But you know what? We actually plug your webpage on here first.
So you guys can find me at TamiErin.com, Tami, and then Erin, TamiErin.com. And it has all of my links for my socials, my meet and greets, movie screenings, and personal appearances. Also, information for when I'm co hosting on Triller TV, Celebrity Sports. You can also go to celebritysportsinc.com about that. And then I also, my store for official Pippi Longstocking merch, autographed and clothing, housewares, all the things, is shoppippi.com.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a special shout out to Tommy, your husband, who made this connection there. What's he doing
Yes.
sitting
Shout
in
out to you.
the
What are you doing? I think he's booking me for something right now.
Nope, I
Yeah, he's
just thought
booking
I'd
me for
get
the Comic Con. Thank you.
yeah, I thought I'd give him a shout out because he's been really great with
He said thank you.
yeah, there you go. But you get a cake in front of you, and
I do.
yeah, and I thought I could not resist asking you to do the whole
Yeah.
cake in the face thing. Now, of course, I remember years ago the ice bucket challenge was really big with
Yeah.
ALS, and my dad passed away from ALS back in 2022. He had it for 8 years. He had it for a long time. But anyway, one came out after for suicide and depression awareness when Robin Williams had passed. And of course, he had that famous scene in Mrs. Doubtfire, hello. And, and it was sad we lost Robin Williams. And I know quite a bit about depression. It's not a fun feeling. So I've been throwing this out to some of my guests, for years, and I've had a lot of takers on it. And some people have been really creative about it, and it's been wonderful. So I couldn't resist asking you to do one of these, because you've got experiences in pies and cakes in the face, So
I
I
do.
got, yeah. So look
And
at that.
also, you said that I could nominate a couple of people.
Yeah,
Yeah, so there's a couple people that I want to nominate. First, Johnny Vinokur. Your listeners will know Johnny Vinokur from Scott Baio is what, 45 and single. He was his ultimate wingman in that show. He's also from Savage Streets and also with Carmen Electra, what American Vampire Story. And so I definitely know that he will do it and he's great. And then from the Lost Boys, Jameson Newlander, I want to nominate. He's one of the Frog Brothers and he does all kinds of charity. I absolutely think that he will do this as well. And then Eric
absolutely.
Dooley. Eric Dooley does charity, but I don't know if he'll do it. We're going to try to get him to do it because, making people feel better, suicide prevention, and people being comfortable to talk about what they're going through and know that they can reach out and get the help that they need is really, really important.
Not only that, when they do see this, gotta let them know to nominate three people as well, You
Yes.
mentioned one of them worked with Carmen Electra, so I mean,
Johnny Vinokur. Yeah, Johnny
yeah,
Vinokur was the co-star and yeah, in with Carmen Electra in American Vampire Story.
there you go. Like, I mean, this could chain link on, and
Yeah,
I've had a few takers do this, and I've been very happy about it. And yeah, so you have got your hair all done up all beautifully and whatnot, but
Tommy's getting ready to film. So
oh
should I stand
yeah.
up?
Oh,
Well, make sure you're in a frame.
Yeah, here we go. I'll
look
make
at
sure. Yeah,
that.
I said make sure you're in the frame. Okay, cool, cool. I'm ready.
There you go. Well, folks, this is for the Doubtfire Face Challenge for Suicide and Depression Awareness. We have Tami Erin, Pippi Longstocking herself, doing the challenge. Okay, go for it, Tami.
Oh my God. I got like the whole cake on my eyes. Oh my God. All right,
Look
there
at
we
that.
are. My
Look
nose and
at
everything.
that. Oh, gee, I gotta get a close-in photo of that
Oh,
myself.
it's good
Oh,
though. It's super good though.
is it? There we go.
It
Just
actually
I
is
gotta
good.
turn this around.
Oh, it's up my nose and everything.
There we go.
Wonderful.
Okay,
I hope that that makes somebody's day.
look into the camera here.
Hey guys.
There
It's
we go.
delicious. Thank you, Abe. Thank you so much. It's actually really good. It's vanilla.
There we go.
Get a piece
Just
you
a second, I'm
didn't.
gonna get in really
Yeah.
close here. Just so I'm getting in really close here on this one.
Okay. So, and then I got my eyelashes and everything. Oh, I got my my eyelashes came off.
God, I hope we didn't eat it.
No, they're right here. Oh my gosh. So it's so fun to be with you guys. And I hope that it
Absolutely.
makes somebody laugh. And if you have depression, reach out. You can find help. There is help out there. There's help available, people that you can talk to, and you can feel better. Oh.
Absolutely. That was awesome. And you still got plenty of cake there for so you
Yeah, I
guys.
do. It's not bad. Like it's actually
Mhm.
looking pretty. It looks pretty tasty.
Well, you got those two roses on there too, so there you go.
Oh, I got my whole face into it till my nose touched the cardboard.
The
There
table,
you
you got food
go.
inside.
Yeah,
The
thank
whole
you.
table's covered.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right, bye guys.
Okay, before I let you go, would you mind doing
Yeah.
a plug for my show?
This way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Just state your name and that you're Pippi Longstocking and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Hi, I'm Tami Erin, and you know me as Pippi Longstocking, and you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Absolutely. Folks, we love Tami Erin, and I will be in
Thank
touch.
you.
And I thank you, Tommy, for connecting us. And yeah, I'll definitely be ordering stuff on your site. Just be patient with me on that. So,
Sure.
yeah. But thank you so much for doing the Doubtfire Face challenge today. So this
Thanks,
was
guys.
awesome.
Thanks. All
All
right.
right. God
Bye.
bless. Bye
God
bye.
bless. Bye.
Bye bye.